today's video, I'm going to be sharing about how to set goals for 2021.
Finish it.
I'm recording now. In today's video, I am going to be...
Second.
In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to set goals in 2021, how to set an intention for the year, choose a word for the year. Real life vlog, how to write your goals video. This is my daughter filling water, and my kitchen is a hot mess. Kayla, you gonna say hi?
No.
You don't want to say hi? This is going on my new YouTube series, my vlog, my like real life.
Is my face gonna be on it?
And yeah, because I'm gonna put this video. So in 2019 and 2020, I chose a word from the year, and I first got this concept from a friend of mine who did it with her family, and I loved it so much, I started implementing it with my own family. And so last year we all sat down with big poster boards. My 4 kids, my husband, we all did this in our living room, and I had bought stickers, colors, and markers, and just things to make their poster boards come alive, and I had them choose a word for the year, goals that they wanted to achieve that year. I had them write down the things that they would do that year to help them walk out their goals and help them walk out the word that they chose. So when I had originally chosen fearless in 2019 and 2020, I just knew I wanted to learn to become more fearless. And so that's why I chose that word. I chose activities and goals that were all centered around helping me become more fearless. And so for you, you can be thinking about what word would you want to choose for 2021? What word would you want to choose to lean into this year? Think about a word that means something to you, something that you want to grow into and step into a little bit more fully. Like I said, there are no rules. You choose what resonates with you the most. The other day, I started this process of planning for 2021 and writing goals, writing out my word. And so I love to take time to really dive deep and reflect. I just made it a whole experience. I had lit candles and just got things around myself that inspired me. The kids were running around in the background. They were talking and doing their own thing. And I put on some music on my iPhone, and it was just really calming, peaceful music to allow me to really think, even though everybody was running around and doing their own thing. For me, this is what goal setting looks like. Even right now, they're playing video games, they're doing their own thing, and I am setting this intentional time. I cleared a space on my kitchen table, and I've got my calendar, I've got my notebook for things that I'm going to write down. I have my candles lit because I love candles, and of course I've got 3 going in multiple scents going on. And I love flowers. I've got my flowers, and I love reading. I've got my book. And then I have this picture, which I absolutely love, that make good use of today. And so for you, just gather things around you that inspire you, that you really enjoy, that just kind of set you in that mood for thinking about the goals you want to achieve in 2021, so that you can really get into the zone and really thinking and processing and praying about or meditating, whatever you want to do. So I started to do this yesterday, and I got a lot done, but I didn't completely finish with it. And I just wanted to show you what I do, what works for me. And you can take this in, make it your own, implement your own style and your own way of goal setting. Whatever works for you, go for it.
It's easy to feel discouraged because maybe you've set goals a million times before, yet you haven't achieved what you originally set out to achieve. The thing to remember is that goals are aims, and goals can be fluid, meaning you can set off to achieve one thing and find that your life takes shape in a completely different way than you thought that it would, and your goals may change. That's okay. We aren't setting goals with the mindset of beating ourselves up over everything we haven't achieved thus far in life, or how far we have yet to go. We keep in mind perspective, meaning we remember how far we've come and everything we've been through that we've survived. And that helps us feel inspired to keep going. When it comes to choosing a word for the year, words like fearless, accepted, hopeful, joy, health, being brave, whatever the word you choose for the year, these are things that are universal that everyone can lean into more. And it's just a matter of choosing a word that resonates with you for the season of life that you're in. Don't be intimidated by goal setting or discouraged when you did this before and it didn't work out, or you didn't follow through. Instead, be inspired by thinking back on all you've overcome and survived. It's easy to discredit our accomplishments, but chances are, if you told someone else your story, They would be in awe of your strength and point out the many things you've achieved that maybe you weren't even considering, because the truth is, we more easily have eyes to see other people's beauty and accomplishments than we do our own. Ask God to give you eyes to see yourself as He sees you, and eyes to see your own worth as easily as you see it in others.
This post-it calendar is very worn, but I really love it because it allows me to just have a blank space. I fill in the numbers for the month, and then there's several pages. I just have this little space up here where I jot things down, write my month and my year, and then I start to, on each day, write things down that are goals that I need to achieve in order to reach the end goal. I recommend having more than one calendar. I have a master calendar on my phone to do everything from make an appointment to be with a client, to make a phone call, to texting somebody specifically about something. All of those day-to-day appointments go in my phone, because literally in 2021, I have to set an appointment and remember to text people and call people, because I just have so many things going on. So I know when I go throughout the day, whether or not I've hit those things that I need to do in order to get everything done that has to be done. I also have a calendar where I connect with my husband, so that way we know appointments that are going on that affect the kids and affect my schedule, his schedule. So I recommend, if you're looking for a goal calendar, you could get something really cute, something that inspires you, that has a lot of really fun, unique things. Maybe you prefer something that's more like handheld and you can take with you on the go. Again, there's no rules. You just choose what works for you. For me, I used this calendar also last year to plan my social media posts, but this year I wanted to implement it as my goals calendar. Now, this is just a plain calendar, nothing special about it, but it works for me. And I started to write out daily activities that I could do to lean into finding and living in joy and living in health. I also set marriage goals for the year, parenting goals for the year. And then also with this YouTube channel, I've set a long list of video ideas that I want to achieve with each month, so I know what I'm filming, and ideas that I want to flesh out that I may or may not get to. It's kind of a brain dump style session as I just write out my goals. Goal setting can sometimes feel daunting, but what helps it to feel manageable is when you do things that create a structure and create a framework to actually walk these things out. So if you are like me and you've gotten to the end of the year and feel like, gosh, I haven't achieved everything that I wanted to achieve up to this point, this is something that has helped me. And I want you to give yourself grace if you get to May, June, July, and you feel like you haven't revisited your goals or the things that you've written down. Because just like anything, it takes a habit, it takes doing it over and over again to really get into the rhythm and the flow of making it a daily part of your life and your lifestyle. Goals are important because they give you a mark to aim for. It doesn't mean that you won't come up short here and there from time to time, but it gives you an aim, it gives you a direction. And I think goals even give you inspiration. And I'm not just talking about New Year's resolutions, because we all know those aren't as effective as we all wish they would be, or we would achieve New Year's resolutions year in and year out. But I'm talking about goals that are for your life, things that you want to achieve in the year 2021. You want to think about goals from a positive perspective, not necessarily a negative perspective. For instance, if you set this goal of, I'm not going to eat any sugar, I'm not going to eat any junk food, that can be a negative goal. And while you may be able to achieve that for a lot of us, I know me included, I really struggle to implement goals like that. But if I set a positive goal of, I'm going to be drinking more water this year, I set a goal of, I'm going to move my body for 30 minutes a day, those types of goals focus more on what you can do versus what you can't do. The other great thing about writing things down is that if you just keep all of your goals in your head and you don't write them down, it's going to be easy to forget. I have an amazing friend, Maria Cochran, who says, never leave your fortune to your memory. And she was referencing that when I first heard it, about when you are at a conference or you're at an event or you're watching something and it inspires you. If you don't write it down, you're going to forget that nugget you got in that moment. I think the same is true of goals. You can think about your goals in your head, but it's going to be easy as the year goes on to forget those. So if you can write them down and put them in front of you. For some people, just writing them down in a notebook is enough. Other people, they want to write in a really pretty journal. But whatever it looks like for you, writing down your goals is so important. The other key thing with writing goals, it's not that you're just going to write the end result, what you want, the goal you want to achieve, but you're actually going to start to write down the steps that it takes to get there. So you need to think, if you have an overall goal of being fearless or living in joy, the word that you're choosing for the year, you need to think about things that you can write down, activities, and ways that you can push yourself to step into that word, challenges that you can give yourself. So for me, when I chose the word fearless, I decided that I was going to start to go live on Facebook, go live on Instagram. I wrote a book last year, and I started a YouTube series called Fearless Conversations. I'm doing this now. I set up things that pushed me to live out the word fearless. And so for this year, I'm going to write out activities that help me to live out this word that I want to achieve and these goals that I have. So you want to think about it in terms of reverse engineering. Choose your word, set your goals, and start reverse engineering back. What do I need to do each month, each week, each day to start to achieve that goal? And pretty soon you're going to find that you got a lot further in your ability to achieve that goal than you would have if you hadn't taken all this initial step and work in the beginning of really thinking through it and writing it out. Because it's one thing to say, oh, I want to do this. And it's another thing to really take applicable steps daily that help you reach that goal. I'm so excited because I'm going to be launching more videos in the coming weeks about things like goal setting, what's it like to be in the messy middle, how to get on the same page as your spouse, which can be very difficult, finding your power circle of friends, and how in 2021 you can literally do anything. What to do if you feel anxious for a new season, what to do about the feeling of being judged, being scared to step out, how to find joy in the little things and the day-to-day things. This is something I'm going to be learning this year, especially because joy is one of my words for the year. I'm also going to be talking about how to support somebody else's vision while you're waiting to build a team that is going to help you build your vision for the things you want to work out, the business you want to launch, the organization that you want to create. I'm going to be talking about how to reset on your goals if you get to a part of, you get into the year and you find out you have not gone as far as you would like to go, or you just let things your goals start to collect dust on the shelves. What do you do? How to fall in love and find joy and purpose in the journey. So much more. There's more things that I'm going to be covering, but these are just kind of a handful of things I've written down up to this point. So I'm really excited to continue to bring these videos. And I'll be posting another video next week.